Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome back to the action. You're joining us live on Sky Sports, and this is our Cardiff Cazzo Premier League final. All brought to you by the Professional Dance Corporation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands joining us live and the millions joining us around the world, it's time to meet the finalists. Would you please welcome the winner of 7 PDC titles, a UK Open champion, and a US Dance Master, the Nathan to welcome home and welcome back the winner of 3 Grand Slam titles, a World Grand Prix champion, 2 World Series Finals titles, a World Cup champion, ladies and gentlemen, the former champion of the world, the Iceman, Gerwyn.
Final time here in Cardiff. It is Nathan Aspinall against Gerwyn Price. Well, Nathan Aspinall is here after beating the last 2 world champions. They're having a laugh up there. It's all in good spirits, isn't it? Yeah, the Asps beating the last 2 world champs en route to this final. There was a 6-3 quarter-final win over Peter Wright with a 105 average, fired in 7 180s as well. Looked very good. But was maybe even better in the semi-finals, a 6-4 win over the world number 1 Michael Smith, another 105 average. And he threw in 15 140s as well. For Gerwyn Price, well, he's needed 2 last leg deciders to make it here. First, that was against last week's winner in Chris Dobie in the quarter-final, and then against Michael van Gerwen in the semi-finals. That was despite van Gerwen averaging close to 111. But he's really been boosted by this Welsh support. Can they push him to a first night win of this campaign? Well, these 2 met last week in the quarter-finals. A win for Nathan Aspinall then. So who wins here and leaves with all 5 points? To talk you through our final tonight here in Cardiff, here's Mark Webster and Dan Dawson.
Yeah, it's a fascinating matchup we've got to decide it here in Cardiff, isn't it? There's no doubt that Nathan Aspinall has been the standout player this evening in terms of quality. His quarter-final win was his 4th highest average on tally. He went even better with his 3rd highest average on tally in his semi-final victory. But Gerwyn Price, well, what an incredible victory that he's plucked out of the fire. We asked at the start of the night whether playing here in Wales, all the Welsh fans behind him, would inspire or inhibit him. Well, it's pretty inspired stuff so far, but he's probably going to need more of it. These 2, of course, met last week in the opening match of their Premier League campaigns, and it didn't really deliver. That given what we've seen already tonight, surely this one is going to, Mark.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? It's been really impressive from Nathan Aspinall in terms of the big averages, and the grit and determination from Gerwyn Price in his matches is something that we label Nathan with. They both worked really hard to get to this final, and surely the pair will deliver.
Well, Nathan even said after last week that he didn't really enjoy playing Gerwyn when he was subdued. He wants him to be fired up. And how can he not be? If he gets into this game with these fans urging him on, there should be some fire in this.
98.
No doubt, and the emergence of Nathan Aspinall really begun with a victory over Gerwyn Price. His debut at the World Championship when he ran to a semi-final, he beat Keaton Henches, but then he upset Gerwyn Price, and he can get to Gerwyn Price. He's one of the few people to beat Gerwyn in a knockout game at the Grand Slam, so they've had some real high-profile contests, but the challenge of beating him in his backyard is another step for Nathan Aspinall.
No, he's already beaten 2 world champions tonight, but he's got to be another world champion and the fans here in the final. And if you're ever wondering about the powers of peer pressure, Nathan Aspinall joined in with the booing of himself on the walk-on, so there's an example for you.
Nathan will just tackle it head on, won't he? He won't get involved in any sort of petulance in the crowd. He'll be focused. There'll be some aggression if he hits a big shot. We'll be happy with that visit, and this for the opening leg for Gerwyn Price.
Double 7. Well, he does quite like that double, but he can't pin it. And Nathan Aspinall, for a rather underwhelming opening leg. Is it 2 tops? No, he went in search of the treble 20 and couldn't find. Well, he's found it there, and that's bang on 100, Nathan. And that's not how it works.
No, and I was going to say, he'd kick himself if Gerwyn Price missed the double 7, but he didn't. Slow start, but Gerwyn Price job done, holds throw in the opening leg.
57.
It proved to be irrelevant in the end, but that could have come back to haunt him, busting that score of 100.
Contrasting Premier League records,
60.
Nathan Aspinall's made the playoffs every time he's appeared. Gerwyn Price has never made the playoffs, and it's just never really gone to plan, has it? Last year he did win 2 nights, but he failed to pick up points in 9 of the 16 weeks, and that ultimately cost him. So a tilt at the playoffs is surely on the agenda for Gerwyn Price this year.
140.
Well, it's a good example. I mean, Gerwyn Price, despite looking brilliant on individual nights last year, Michael Smith the same. He made finals in 3 of the nights. Neither of them made the playoffs. A win here for either man. This is only a little piece of the puzzle in terms of going on and winning this tournament at the end of the 4 months.
It's when you have those nights when you're not quite at it, Dan, you've got to get some points, haven't you? They're the ones that get you in the playoffs. Yes, winning the night's ideal. If you're only going to win 2 nights like Gerwyn Price did last year, you need to be picking up points elsewhere, and he didn't do that. And he'll know. He had problems with his hand as well, which didn't help. That was midway through the season. He actually withdrew from one week as well.
156. 2 treble 20s, double 18. There's the first, and it looks really inviting. That'll be a frustrating one. You're never expecting to take out a 156, but the first dart like that, all of a sudden your eyes light up.
After the first dart, you expect to hit, don't you? And Gerwyn Price will expect to hit tops here, particularly now with that guide. And he uses that guide and doubles his lead. Gerwyn Price in control of the final here in Cardiff. And Aspinall has yet to get going. Aspinall's 2 averages, 105 plus in his first 2 games. He's averaging 76 here. Needs to get himself together quickly, Nathan.
He's looked so focused, so accurate all night, Nathan Aspinall. But the poor start to this game cannot continue, because as brilliant as he's been, it's still only a race to 6 in the final. You don't have a great deal of time to play your way into it. And even if you do, you've got to pick up the odd leg.
57.
Never a player, though, that's not going to give a Nathan Aspinall. We'll know he's not playing well, but will carry on giving it 100%.
Well, that game you mentioned, their meeting at the World Championship when Nathan made his debut, he was 2-0 down and survived a match start for a 3-0 defeat, didn't he? Before turning it around.
Just trying to laugh it off. It's not a bad tactic.
140.
It gets him down to a finish.
59. Nathan, you require 100.
All the controversy over Gerwyn Price over the years. There's never been sort of any issues with these two when they've played. Aspinall can't take the 170 that won in the UK Open.
98.
Put himself in a good position to half the deficit here.
Nathan, you require
A
72.
little laughing and joking. Might read too much into it, but it is the sort of thing that could make Price lose a bit of focus. It's not how he plays the game normally. And Nathan Aspinall does get his first leg, and that was a breaker throw as well. Gerwyn Price didn't quite realise that.
Gerwyn Price doesn't play friendlies, does he, Dan?
Yeah.
Respect to Nathan Aspinall. Gets us back on throw here.
96.
Aspinall's average is Michael Smith, 105.39. Not as high as Premier League average, but as high as Premier League winning average. He's averaged more than that, but that was in the old format. He averaged 107 plus. Drawing is Gary Anderson in 2022.
There you go, there's that re-grip from Nathan Aspinall. It doesn't stop him finding the red bit. Another maximum for the Asp. First of this contest, but he's been racking them up tonight. He's in double digits now for the evening.
Let's come back at Gerwyn Price here, Nathan. Yeah, we mentioned that re-grip. He's the best example on tour for me. He'll never throw a dart if it's not set right. A lot of players will throw a dart if the stem's loose or your flight's not quite right, it's not gripped in your hand properly, because you're just gripped in the match sometimes. You just throw it. Nathan throws one when it's gripped properly. As Price as in his first max. And all of a sudden, this leg could have a different outcome.
Can he find the bullseye? No, he can't. And this game feels like it's suddenly burst into life a little bit. Double top for Price. Down for double 10. 3-1 to the Iceman. And a roar from the Welsh number one.
Still no holder throw from Nathan, and that 180 from Gerwyn Price did the damage. A 12 dart leg restores the 2-leg cushion and the breaker throw. There was Welsh interest in the final in Cardiff last year, but that wasn't even a contest. Johnny Clayton well beaten 6-1. Peter Wright, that was the first week, average 113.
81.
You'll surely anybody averaging over 110. You're not going to lose a game of darts in a best. Oh no, we saw it about 15 minutes ago, didn't we? Can happen.
It's incredible, isn't it?
140.
Chris Dobie picked up 5 points last week.
100.
Michael Van Gerwen is on 5 points after this week. The win for Gerwyn Price will see him go on to 5 points. Aspinall is currently on 5 as well. It's getting a bit close. It is only week 2, so let's not get embroiled in the league table too much.
Yeah, but after last year when everybody won at least one night, are we in for something similar? He's just set that up. I think he had a little think for about a fraction of a second and then thought, leave double top.
It was the right shot. He's hit a 170 on this stage before against Michael Smith. It was needed then. It wasn't necessary. Needs to win the game is the right play.
Well, what it's done is give him 3 darts at his favourite double for a 4-1 lead in the final. He is closer to the finishing line than Nathan Aspinall is to him. And Gerwyn Price, who has battled and fought and scraped through his matches so far tonight, could be running away with it in the final.
Big challenge for Nathan now. Got to hold throw here. Again, Gerwyn Price's average is lower than his opponents in this match, but he's, to quote Michael Van Gerwen, he's doing the right things at the right time. He's 4-1 up, he's got the dart, he's in a great position. And just listen to the home crowd. Don't write off Nathan Aspinall yet.
It is like a rumble of thunder around the arena here, with people stamping their feet for their champion Gerwyn Price.
100.
Six starts and 2-2-1. He's expecting to set up better. Doesn't even set up. A chance for Aspinall now.
Comes down the ball. No treble means problems for the Asp. Desperate to stay on the 20s, wants to find a 140 and leave tops again. And again, he's desperate to stay there. Well, he got the bare minimum. It leaves him a Shanghai finish.
We've seen this already tonight from Michael Smith. We're not going to see it from Nathan. It's a good set-up shot from Aspinall. We'll just hope that the 120 doesn't go. That's awkward.
Is it two balls? It's an option. Well, he's moving across, so it's not going to be. It wasn't. Somebody like Michael Smith would have gone for two bullseyes there, wouldn't he?
He makes the decision early, doesn't he? Gerwyn Price just took a step back. Big moment for Nathan Aspinall. Just got to stay focused here. The crowd getting on his back. He needs this. Edging closer. Has to go, you feel, and does go. Really good last start from Nathan Aspinall. No emotion shown. Still needs breaks to throw. He needs a couple of them if he's going to be victorious here in Cardiff.
95.
Can he just find that groove? The groove that he'd been in all night until the final. A little spell, 5 minutes of that stuff from Nathan Aspinall could turn this game. But Gerwyn Price has other ideas.
Aspinall needs to fire back with a two treble of his own. He can. So he's leaving that arm out. Daryl Gurney used to do.
100.
Enough at the minute, asking Nathan to get a two treble visit. Just seems to be forcing it a little bit more in this final, Nathan.
Nothing is coming quite as easily as it was earlier in the evening for Nathan Aspinall.
86.
And 3 darts at tops for Gerwyn Price for a 5-2 lead.
Just having that luxury again to set up the shot. He had it with the 170. Aspinall smiling because he feels it's probably too little too late in this leg. Price for 5-2 and to go one away.
The Iceman, Gerwyn Price, is a leg away from delighting every single fan in this arena and taking the title in the Welsh leg of the Premier League.
100.
Aspinall will have to find 4 consecutive legs if he's going to stop Gerwyn Price winning on home soil.
48.
We head to Glasgow next week and it'll be a slightly different reception there for Gerwyn Price. He faces Michael Smith. For Nathan Aspinall, he kicks things off in Glasgow when he's taking on Michael van Gerwen. Which one of them will be going there as Week 2 champion? It's looking like this man.
99.
Had to show a little flash of brilliance to get past Chris Dobie in his opener. An incredible display of counter-attacking darts after a flat-out assault from Michael van Gerwen in the semis. But Gerwyn Price, despite the averages being pretty much the same in this game, he's been better than Nathan Aspinall. He's limited the Asp to just 5 darts at double in this match.
And the form Nathan's been on the scene, that takes some doing.
134.
Great setup from Aspinall. He won't give in, it's a big ask, but he's just got to break this down one leg at a time.
140.
Is this the first one of the 4 he needs?
Very casual 140 from Price to get to a finish if there's a mistake. They are mistakes. And so is that. And Gerwyn Price in a leg which looked like he thought he'd waved away. Could win it with a 157. Double top to seal it in style.
It's an effort from Gerwyn Price. Aspinall laughing and joking a lot in this match, but this is serious. He needs this double four. He's hit it already. Match stars come and gone for Gerwyn Price. Will he get any more in this leg? Down for double two for Nathan. It's a wayward one. It's a big dart. The crowd are involved, and Nathan's up for the challenge, and we go on. Brilliant dart for Nathan Aspinall, acknowledged by Gerwyn Price, but it's in his hands. He's got the darts now to clinch victory.
Just when it looked like the cauldron of Cardiff was proving to be a little bit too hot for the Asp, he has hit that double two, laughed it off, and he's still in with a shout. Break, hold, break. It's what he needs to do.
And the door slightly ajar at the beginning of the leg. Great visit from Nathan.
This still isn't won just yet. Gerwyn Price has had a matched arm. And yes, he's been better all the way through this. But he only has to look to his own semi-final to realise that people can pinch a victory out your pocket if you're not careful.
You've only got to sort of go back a few minutes to the Grand Prix final to realise that Nathan Aspinall will not give her 4-0 down in that final. And he had two darts to level up at 4 sets apiece. He'll keep going, the Asp.
58.
A third maximum. Oh no.
121.
Well, he'd been better after that last dart just falling out the board, to be honest. 139, one of the trickiest outshots in the game.
Decisions as well, isn't it, where you go? In likelihood, well, I said he'd started on the bottom of the board. He's had this luxury a few times in the match of being able to tee up shots. Back up. And that's all he needed to do, and there's going to be some more match starts coming. He missed one at the end of a 1-5-7 combination, but it's going to be 3 more if needed at his favourite double top to clinch victory on night 2 here in Cardiff.
The fans rise to their feet in Cardiff because Price is the pride of Welsh darts. He gets his Premier League campaign off and running with victory in the Welsh capital. It was battling against Chris Dobie. It was astonishing against Michael van Gerwen, and he swept Nathan Aspinall aside in the final. A 6-3 victory. He didn't hit top gear, but this tide of emotion has helped him over the line in the Welsh capital. And the Welsh #1, the 3-time Grand Slam champion, a man who's never really turned it on in the Premier League, has a win under his belt. And maybe this could be the year when it all starts to come together for the Iceman.
Oh, what a night then. Gerwyn Price on home soil here in Cardiff, doing the job. Start of the night on 0 points. Looks a lot better now, doesn't it?